and it's Monday again. So, you know how Mondays are. We use our Mondays productively because we try to spend a few minutes of our day talking about the project from a business perspective. And we also try to do a deep dive into some of the technical details so that whatever you hear, whatever you understand, and whatever you see in front of you, you get in-depth knowledge on it. Okay. So my name is Aditya, and from everyone here at 360 Digit MG, I welcome all of you for our project explanation. So today we are going to discuss about an AI project that is in the domain of waste management. Now that is not a domain that you hear a lot about. Like nobody really talks about waste management as some, you know, revolutionary industry. But given the amount of waste we produce every year, I think it is very important that we, focus on something like this. Yeah. So before we deep dive into the project, let's discuss a couple of things. Right? We have Mr. and Mrs. A, and we have Mr. and Mrs. 360. So our friend A here has learned at XYZ Institute, and they have worked on different kinds of dummy projects from Kaggle, from GitHub, etc. There are many different sources where you can do these dummy projects. And we have our Mr. 360, our friend at 360 Digit MG, who has been trained here as well. He has worked on real-time projects, the project like the one you are going to be seeing today. He has worked and attended daily stand-up calls. So he has an idea on what is the industry requirement when you're working on a real-time project. They have created end-to-end data pipeline to ensure that the data flows in a very smooth manner. They have worked on deployment on-premise as well as on cloud. They have attended client calls, and they have had their research papers published in international journals. Okay, so simple question that I think the answer is not required because it is quite self-explanatory. Whose resume will get shortlisted? That is the question that you should try and answer with that. So without much further ado, let's introduce the star of the day. We have Mr. Dev, who is joining us from our Bangalore office. And Mr. Dev is the lead for this project. So Dev, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you. So, Dev, why don't you just walk us through the business side of the project, like the business problem, objectives, constraints, and success criteria?
Yeah, just give me a minute. Yeah, so the business problem here, it deals with inefficient waste management, meaning the waste which are collected in bins, we are trying to segregate from there the biodegradable and non-biodegradable. This is very much necessary because the thing is, we are having contamination, which is a mix of biodegradable and non-biodegradable items. And when this occurs, we are having this contamination, which reduces our uh, basically recycling efficiency, and it also increases the cost. So here, our main objective of this project is to minimize the contamination in waste streams, meaning we want to properly segregate biodegradable and non-biodegradable so that the contamination is lesser. So here the constraints might be like we want to also maximize participation of the people and compliance of the people towards the waste reduction initiatives. And also we want to minimize the environmental impact of the wastes. Not only that, so basically our business success criteria, if we are going to speak about that. So it is to improve the waste diversion by around 20% through the contamination detection enhancement. And our ML success criteria, we want to achieve at least of 90% accuracy in detection of non-biodegradable items in the bio waste. And economic success criteria is we want to ensure around 20% of uh, our return on investment within initial 2 years of this uh, solution implementation. So that is about our business scope.
All right. Thank you so much for that detailed walkthrough on the various business requirements. And of course, we also have our technical requirements and the crisp MLQ steps. So talking about crisp MLQ steps, we obviously know that data is the bedrock of this industry. So Dev, why don't you tell us a little bit about the data that you were working with?
Okay, so we had collected basically the data, which are images of the top uh, view of the bins. So this top view contained images of like mix of biodegradable, non-biodegradable items. And we had to segregate from this. So our images, we had around 3,000 plus images we had collected of waste bins. Just okay, just 1 minute. Sorry for that. Yeah. So as I was telling, we had collected images of various bin top views. And in this top view images, we had around 3,000 plus images we had trained our model on as a initial a point. We had started off with that. So we had collected the data. Once the data was collected, we had to annotate it. So annotation, uh, if we are talking about here, we had done in basically segmentation. So we had created masks of non-biodegradable and biodegradable items. And then image was processed and further analysis were performed on the data. Yeah.
So this is the project architecture that is being implemented in this project. And as we can see here, you have obviously created quite a detailed architecture. So here, one of the things that I noticed immediately is the model deployment. Right? That is one of the areas of the process that piques my interest. So can you tell us a little bit about what kind of deployment techniques you used in this project?
Okay, once we had created the model, we have tested out different models, and out of which we had selected the best one. The best one that was selected was Detectron with faster RCNA that gave us the best result. So once we had finalized our model, we created an application using Streamlit. This application, we deployed it on-premise, basically, as a POC, we had done that. And yeah, so we had done it on Streamlit, basically. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this is deployment. Can you just tell us what is going on here in this scenery?
Yeah. So here we are having two similar images. So one on the left-hand side, we can see is the original image of the waste bin. And one on the right-hand side is the masked image. So in this masked image, we can see the majority of the portion, which is generally in orange color. That is basically the entire area of the bin. And out of which this green portion, which we can see, is a plastic waste, which our model has detected. So basically here we are calculating the area of the entire bin, and also we are calculating the area of this waste, you can say waste, whatever we are having this plastic waste. And we are just calculating the bin area and this non-biodegradable area. And we are calculating the percentage that this non-biodegradable item has means covers on the total area of the bin. So that is our basically the contamination percentage.
All right. So looks like obviously this is an application that is quite useful considering the amount of waste that we generate on a daily basis. Wouldn't you say, Dev?
Yes, definitely it will be very useful. And we are planning to just, so the client had means asked for us to integrate this to their mobile application, which will be the second phase of this project basically.
All right.
So we'll be also
Definitely.
doing that.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that, Dave. So before we sign off for today, let us discuss a little bit about what we as a EdTech institution offer. We offer challenging real-time projects that push you to your limits, projects like the one you just heard about. We offer you the opportunity to learn for all the phases of the project methodology, right? Starting from the business understanding, data understanding, all the way to the monitoring and maintenance part. We learn about the utilization of different tools in the industry like Python, Power BI, cloud platforms, etc. We work on research papers that are published in international journals. We give you access to various free tools that can enhance your learning, like our mind map, the ML architecture assistant, resume mapper, and animated learning, right? So once again, thank you so much for everyone who has taken their time to join us. And we look forward to seeing you in our next session. And thank you so much, Dave, for giving us the time of your day.
Yeah, thank you.